Behind the most iconic American foods are the recipes which made them famous. And big companies with big money have kept those secret formulas under lock and key. Until now. My name is Todd Wilbur. I'm a food hacker, and I'm setting out to crack the codes to the most secret recipes in the country. But for each one, I've got only a few days to figure it out. Crazy? Maybe. But this is my mission. As I crisscross the country in my mobile food lab, I'll use my taste buds, a little science, undercover work, and I'll even get down and dirty to reveal the recipes you love to eat. So, let's get cracking. I'm here in Salt Lake City, Utah, home of Mrs. Fields chocolate chip cookies. This is the recipe that got me started cloning famous foods over 20 years ago. But my recipe has a lot of room for improvement, and I've learned a lot about food hacking since then. So, let me get this investigation started so I can find out as much as I can about Mrs. Fields cookies for a second shot at that American classic. Debbie Fields opened her first cookie store in 1977 when she was just 20 years old. She had no business experience, and most people doubted that any shop could survive by just selling cookies. But she had faith in her special recipe and began handing out samples, knowing that if enough people tried her cookies, they'd certainly be back for more. She couldn't have been more right, and today Mrs. Fields sells hundreds of millions of cookies worldwide each year. Clearly, this is one special cookie, and my mission is to figure out its secret. 20 years ago, Mrs. Fields cookies was the first recipe I tried to clone. I don't think they were very happy about it back then, and I'm wondering if they're still holding a grudge.
How are you?
Tim.
Tim Casey.
Hi.
It's a
How are you?
pleasure having you here.
He seems nice. Maybe everything's okay between us.
What can I do for you today?
I'm gonna try to recreate the Mrs. Fields chocolate chip cookie.
Good luck with that.
So, maybe you don't know that this is the recipe that got me started cloning food over 20 years ago.
All about you.
Nope, definitely still a grudge.
So this is the inspiration for your passion.
You could say that, yeah.
And for 20 years, you haven't been able to do it.
That first recipe wasn't probably as good as I think I can do now.
Okay.
I've learned a lot of things along the way, so I thought I'd try it again. And this time, I'm gonna try and make it exactly the same.
Well, I doubt that. Matter of fact, I know you can't.
Oh, come on.
I think there are a few things that you'll never get right about this recipe.
Really?
I'd be happy to show you around.
Yeah, show me around, give me a little bit of help.
Don't expect to get any tips from anybody in this building. Let's go.
All right. Nope, no grudge at all.
So this is obviously Debbie.
Whoa, Debbie's a real hottie. Yeah.
Debbie Fields. She's an amazing person.
Now, where does she live?
She lives in the United States.
What part of the country does she live in? Is she in the west, the south?
In the
East?
continental.
Continental?
Yeah, yep.
Very funny, Tim. Thanks for narrowing it down to 48 states. Looks like finding Debbie is going to take some serious detective work. Is there any way we can see how these cookies are made?
I can take you over to the Mrs. Fields R&D.
Perfect.
This is where just a little bit of the science is brought to the recipes.
I like this.
We're just gonna stay here a few moments. But, you know, take a look around and you'll see where some of the science comes into play.
Cookies.
Cookies.
Flavors?
Flavors, a little bit of flavors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not spend too much time looking at any one specific thing, yeah. So, yeah, let's keep going this way, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go, let's go. Let's keep going. Come on, Todd, let's keep going. Okay, there we go. Now, these are a couple of our bakers, our magicians.
Hey.
We have
Hey,
Jennifer and Susan.
Hey, guys. Good to meet you. Hi there.
Oh, and you're seeing some of the proprietary chocolate chips as well.
Were they here,
They're
these?
so good.
So these are semi-sweet
Yes.
chips, right?
Yes.
And I can eat one?
Go for it.
Say it, amazing.
It's really good.
Amazing.
This is a great.
Yes.
This is a great semi-sweet chip. Am I going to be able to find something like this in a supermarket?
The key word was something like this. You'll
Like
never
this?
find something this special.
Can I take a few of these?
You know, you could take a couple if you want to eat them while you're here.
Just a couple.
Yeah, like this many? Is that
That's
okay?
plenty.
Okay.
Over here is flour.
Yeah.
We've started some mixing.
What's all this stuff?
Well, this is water. These
Yeah.
are some of our inclusions.
Yeah.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
Raisins.
Yeah.
Sometimes we coat our sugar butter in sprinkles.
Yeah, this is the vanilla that you use, right?
That is
Yes.
the vanilla.
Proprietary vanilla?
Proprietary Mrs. Fields
Special vanilla.
yeah.
It's very intense because
yeah.
even just a drop
No, it's
explodes in your mouth. And I think I'm getting drunk from it, actually.
vanilla, yeah.
There's alcohol in here.
It's amazing. It's part of the magic of this recipe. It's just a happy vanilla.
Okay.
Happy vanilla.
One thing I don't see here that I would expect is butter. It is in your recipe. Real butter.
There are 2 ingredients that have been part of the recipe since 1977. Want to know what they are?
Yes.
One is passion,
No,
one is love.
I knew you were going to do that to me.
Now, this is Rachel, our baking expert.
So, is that what you're going to do now, is make some cookies?
We're gonna make some cookies. So in here, in our bowl already, we have our butter and our sugars.
Butter
Got a
and
nice base, butter and sugars, a mix of sugar.
sugar. Brown sugar and granulated sugar.
Yeah.
Which we saw in there.
Rachel, you know why he's here.
Okay. What is all this stuff here?
So we've got some more ingredients to add to finish
Yeah.
it up. So we got some fresh eggs.
They are from chickens.
Get some dry ingredients in there.
What is that? Flour?
Nice dry ingredients.
That was a lot of chips.
Some people
Yeah.
add chips to their cookies. We add cookie to the chips. We're gonna turn this on.
Okay, now you're blending the dry stuff into the wet stuff. A fairly common way to make cookies.
Fairly
this is
common
how
way to
everybody
make
knows.
cookies.
It's the outcome that's uncommon.
Okay, it's like an ice cream scooper. Putting them pretty far apart. Can't you make them a little closer together?
You could.
Everything matters.
Okay. Why do you do that? Let me see that thing. Can I press one down?
Let's let him try, but let's just keep
Yeah.
a close eye.
Yeah.
Can I have those glasses?
I have to use them. It's bright outside.
Okay, this way.
Eventually, I have to wear them. Okay. Okay, just press it down like that. That's gonna be a perfect cookie. We can bake these now?
No.
Oh. Now what do we do? Let's say we have a full...
Rachel,
This guy isn't going to give me anything.
It's for me to know and you to find out.
There seems to be some secret step before baking they're not letting me in on. All right, so full tray now.
Full tray.
Baking time, right?
Take them.
baking time.
Get them
This
into
is
the
good.
oven here.
Here we go.
Yeah?
This is where it happens. Time to bake the cookies.
Right, okay, go ahead. You're
Rachel, we're not gonna actually show him the baking, but we'll show him the cookies, all right?
not
All
gonna
right.
bake them right now?
No, probably not.
Why not?
Let's keep going. I think we have some
Really?
baked cookies down here.
They won't let me watch the cookies bake. So figuring out the exact time and temperature to bake them at is going to require a lot of trial and error. Put them right here.
Coco's amazing.
So here's your cookie. Slightly browned on the bottom. Not browned around the edges too much, just a little bit there on the bottom.
Right.
And when you break it in half, gooey in the middle.
Gooey. Amazing.
Those are good. You get a little crunch, right? A little bit of crispiness on the edge, but then you get the chewiness.
Perfect cookie.
And now I'm thinking, I can duplicate this cookie in 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
Been trying for 20 years.
I'm feeling good about this one.
Good luck with that.
Want to put something on it?
You bet.
Okay, here's what we'll do.
All right.
We'll bring the cookies, your cookies and my cookies, to a panel of judges.
All right.
And see if they can tell which is the real Mrs. Fields cookie and which is the Mr. Todd's cookie.
Get it on.
Really? If I fool the majority, free cookies for life.
Free cookies for life.
And
We can do a 10,
Yeah.
24 cookies to 100 of your fans. You lose, you're gonna work a shift in our gifting facility, tying ribbons.
both of those are so hard. I'm terrible at wrapping and tying ribbons.
We on?
Okay. All right.
See you in 3.
All right. 3 days.
All right.
I need some cookies
You can take a cookie
for my.
to enjoy while you're here.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
All right.
And then maybe not that one. This one's good, and that one. That one looks really good too. See you guys. Coming up, see if I can make cookies just like Mrs. Fields. This week's mission takes me to Salt Lake City, where I'm trying to clone one of my all-time favorites, Mrs. Fields chocolate chip cookies. At their headquarters, I learned about some special ingredients that go into the recipe, including the proprietary chocolate chips and the unique vanilla blend. I also know the size of the cookie before baking and that they contain sugar and butter. But I didn't get the exact time and temperature when it comes to actually baking the cookies. But that's okay, because fortunately for me, Mrs. Fields and I go way back. Okay, for this first batch of chocolate chip cookies, 1 cup of soft, unsalted butter, okay, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar into the mixer, 1½ cups of brown sugar. And I think I'm gonna have to punch that salt up, so let's just go with a teaspoon of salt this time. Whip that up, and that should give you a better cookie. 2 eggs, 2½ teaspoons of vanilla, and we learned that their vanilla is a proprietary blend. This is just a store vanilla and eggs now. Got to mix it in. Okay, now we have to make our dry mix. All-purpose flour, baking powder, baking soda. Dry stuff into the wet stuff. Time to mix. Mrs. Fields cookies have a ton of chocolate chips in there. Probably not the same kind Mrs. Fields uses. It's just a store-bought brand. That's a lot of chips. Oh, look at that. Look at all those chips. I don't have a sizing ring yet, so I'm gonna estimate the size of the cookies for now. We're gonna pop this into an oven that's gonna be preheated to 350 for 9 minutes. I couldn't find out anything about temperature or time that they were cooking these, but you gotta start somewhere. Okay. Just looking at them, we have a problem here. Here is a real Mrs. Fields cookie. Look at the size, look at the thickness. Our thickness is way off. I think that's a flour issue. Let's look underneath. Oh, look at that color under there. It's darkening a little too much underneath. Let me just give it a quick taste. Oh. Not bad, but here's the real deal. First thing I'm getting, that amazing chocolate. This chocolate does not compare to that chocolate. Along with the chocolate, I still need to work on the vanilla flavoring, the color, the thickness, and that signature Mrs. Fields texture. Crispy on the outside, but still soft and gooey on the inside. That sucks. In times like these, I call up my good buddy and food scientist, Claudio, to see if he can give me some advice.
Good afternoon, this is Claudio Cardelli.
Claudio, how you doing? It's Todd.
How are you, Todd?
I'm good. Good to see you again. Isn't it your wife's birthday?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell her happy birthday from me, okay?
I will.
All right, so I got a new assignment for you. I am going to be cloning Mrs. Fields cookies.
I love cookies.
I need you to go get some. Go to a Mrs. Fields store in the mall where they make them fresh.
Okay.
And get some chocolate chip cookies, and then tell me anything you can tell me about what's in them.
Let me go see what I can do for you.
How soon can you get me those results?
So hopefully we can get it in a day. If not, it may take 2 days.
No, I don't have any time. I'm running out of time.
Oh, that's tough cookies. Cookies.
Please, can you do it by tomorrow? Would that be okay?
Well, if we work really hard, we can get this to you tomorrow. It's gonna be a real push.
Okay, Claudio. I'll talk to you later.
Today's my wife's birthday.
Thanks, Claudio. While Claudio's working, I need to figure out the chocolate. Store-bought chocolate chips just aren't cutting it, but I've heard there are a couple chocolate experts here in Salt Lake that are top-notch. Time to pay them a visit. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm looking for the owners.
Oh, yeah, they're right over there.
Great, thanks.
No problem.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi. I'm Todd. I talked to you on the phone.
All right. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm Todd Wilbur. What's your name?
I'm Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Sorry, I'm eating chocolate.
Well, that's
Steve.
good.
Yeah.
I have this show where I try to clone foods, and I'm trying to figure out how to copy a Mrs. Fields cookie.
Are you out walking your dog?
Oh, this? No, this actually is what Mrs. Fields uses in their cookies. This is a proprietary blend of chocolate. This is what's stumping me.
So that's their magic chip.
These are the magic chips. You guys are chocolatiers, I saw.
Yeah.
Where can
Let's
we do
try
this?
'em over here.
Over here?
Yeah.
So here's what I got.
Oh, seriously, I should just try one.
This is all I have. What I noticed, don't lose it. Now see, it seems less bitter to me than those brand name chips,
It's
right?
like a semi-sweet. It
Yeah.
seems about a 65% maybe cacao. The higher the cacao,
in the blend of
She's
chocolate.
not talking cows.
I thought you said cow.
Yeah,
The higher
it's-
cow? Oh, cacao.
Cacao from the bean.
Okay, yeah.
It has a uniqueness to it. You know,
Yeah.
it is a little bit different than the grocery store brands, yeah.
So what is the percentage of cacao in...
Another one?
We have a dark chocolate on hand that has a similar taste to this.
You do? Show me that. Yeah,
Yes.
bring it over and let's see
Dude,
if it...
seriously, you're demanding.
Here, let me
Please,
grab something.
please. I've got a very short amount of time to make these cookies. I've got a very little amount of... I don't have much time.
Here. It's just one of our kid suckers, solid chocolate.
This is your...
This is
Can I
our
just
dark
try
chocolate.
this?
Sure.
That's very similar.
This is our dark chocolate, which is like a 65 to 70% cacao.
This is a really close match to Mrs. Fields' chocolate, so it can solve at least one of my problems if I could get this in chip form. How can we turn this into that?
We could go play with chocolate.
You can make those?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go downstairs.
Let's go down. This is our kitchen.
All right this way. This is where all the magic happens.
This is great.
So we can use this parchment paper maybe.
Yeah.
And if you want to play with our dark chocolate, I have
do.
some in temper, meaning it's ready to use.
Oh, look at that.
And now I'll put
All
some
right.
in your bag.
All right. Are you kidding me? This is what I'm gonna make those with this?
I think you could do it.
Seriously, you're like whining. You're as bad as like, you know, my mom. I mean,
Did I do it too big?
oh, actually, that's pretty
How's
good.
that? Okay, I'm trying to do that, right?
It's a little flat.
How do you make it tall?
Seriously? All right, I gotta run.
Wait a second.
Kate, you need to check that out.
Not bad.
But I need a lot. I need dozens and dozens, hundreds.
Hundreds?
Maybe. I have to make several batches. Are you gonna help me now?
Dude,
Here,
I'm
there you
all
go.
over
There you go. All right, let's do it. They're getting worse, actually. Oh,
What the?
I'm doing a smiley face. Seriously.
That's what happens when
can you maybe not help me now? Is that all right?
It looks like a chip. Another one?
Dude, don't eat my chocolate. Don't cross this line, okay? These are mine, that's yours, okay?
I'll eat the line.
After a couple of hours of tedious chip making and a little help from my friends, sometimes. Thank you, guys.
No, good luck.
Hey,
Yeah.
good luck.
I have my chips. Now, let's go take another crack at Mrs. Fields. Back at the food lab, I get to work on my second batch, making a few slight adjustments here and there before adding my newfound ingredient. Chocolate chips, got them right here, 65% cacao. I'm gonna add a little bit less this time, 2.5 cups. Thanks, Steve and Katie. Let's mix. Done. I found this ring mold at a nearby bake shop, and it'll help me get my cookies to the right size. I used my glasses to measure the diameter of the ring they were using at Mrs. Fields. So 2.5 inches diameter. I'm gonna use that to form this dough into those pucks. Pop them in the oven. I'm putting the cookies in at 300 degrees for 16 minutes. I'm hoping that will make them crispy on the outside, but still soft in the middle. Basically, I'm baking longer and at a lower temperature because my first batch was just way too gooey all over. Not perfect, but better than the last batch. Okay, let's try one. Oh, the chocolate. Better chocolate for sure. Check this out. Here's a real Mrs. Fields cookie. Here's mine. I'm on the right track when it comes to the chocolate, but it still looks like I'm having trouble with the color, the thickness, and the crispy on the outside, gooey in the center texture Mrs. Fields cookies are known for. Still have a lot of work to do. Can I clone a Mrs. Fields cookie? Can I? Can I? Stay tuned to find out. So far, my attempts at cloning Mrs. Fields cookies have not been too successful. I got the chocolate chip part down, but the texture, color, and thickness of the cookie are still coming up short. So I located this cookie store called Ruby Snap, called up the owner, Tammy, who said she might be able to help me figure out where I'm going wrong with my cookies. Let's find out. Hi.
Hi.
Are you Tammy?
I am Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. Todd Wilbur.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Where could we talk cookies?
We could do it in our kitchen.
All right.
I'll bring you back.
Okay,
Come
great.
follow me.
I brought some cookies I've made.
So these are yours.
These are mine.
Miss Fields. So I get to smell them and touch them and taste them?
Yes, please, yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Now see how mine's a darker cookie. Why is that?
Actually, bleached flour yields a lighter color.
Okay.
The flavors are really different. I taste a lot of vanilla and butter.
Yeah. Is there more vanilla there than here? Is that what you're telling me?
It's really hard to get vanilla to stay in a dough because it bakes off, because vanilla is alcohol-based.
Right.
So
Okay.
I use more.
Okay. I need to add more vanilla. I think that's what I've got to do.
More is not always better, but when it
Okay.
comes to vanilla, more is better.
Oh, okay. That's a great tip.
So here's a vanilla.
Oh.
It's only 2% pure vanilla.
Oh, well, I don't want that.
There's really no vanilla flavory. It almost
It's weak.
It almost smells pretend,
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
Here's a really good Madagascar vanilla, which
Okay.
would be really nice, a lot more expensive. And smell the alcohol on that.
This seems exactly like the vanilla at R&D. I think I'm getting drunk from it. That's huge.
You can have this.
Oh,
This
thank
is
you.
my gift to you.
Okay, thank you. All natural?
Yep, it's just
Okay.
the bean and the alcohol.
I really, really appreciate this,
It's
Tammy.
been fun. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right,
Good
thanks
luck.
a lot.
Let me know how it goes.
Thanks for the vanilla.
Okay, we'll see you.
Okay. Thanks to Tammy, I've now got a few more clues on how to get my cookies closer to Mrs. Fields. Let's make some adjustments on the board here. So I'm gonna use a higher quality of vanilla. She also said that because vanilla is alcohol-based, it cooks off. So let's add another half teaspoon vanilla. And we're gonna use bleached all-purpose flour. Hopefully the bleached flour will help with my color. And I'm just pressing the dough down to the edge. Let's throw these in. Hopefully we have a good clone. I'm lengthening the bake time and lowering the temperature to see if I can solve my texture problem. The cookies are getting close on the gooiness inside, but they're still not crispy enough on the outside. All right, check them out. The flour definitely helped with the color of my cookies. Vanilla, big vanilla. And the vanilla seems to be pretty close, but I've still got problems. These are flat again. Tear it in half. All right, it feels weird. It's got giant holes in it. The color and flavor seem spot on, but the thickness and overall texture of the cookie are just not right. This is getting frustrating. That's a Mrs. Fields. Bring that to the table. I'm busted. I'm desperate. And at this point, there's only one place I know where I can get answers.
Hello?
Hi, Debbie Fields?
Debbie is my daughter. She's not here anymore.
I'm looking for the Debbie Fields of Mrs. Fields Cookies.
Oh, I have no idea.
You know how to make cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
Not really a baker in my family. Good luck.
Thank you. Here's another one. Another Fields.
The number you have reached is not in service.
Let's try one more.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, I'm looking for Debbie Fields. She invented Mrs. Fields chocolate chip cookies.
No inglés, no hablas español?
Is there someone there that can speak English?
No English.
Do you know how to make chocolate chip cookies?
Tacos.
Tacos? No, chocolate chip cookies. Sorry.
Español.
Okay, that's obviously not her. Time to get a new idea. How can I find the creator? Where is Debbie Fields? If I'm gonna locate her, I'm gonna need to get some help from a professional. What? Police use psychics all the time to find missing people.
Have you had a reading before?
No, I haven't. I'm trying to locate somebody. Someone that's important.
I just want you to know that this is a protected space.
What does that mean?
That means that like the crazy energy that can come in and out of the store doesn't come into this space.
Oh, okay. Right here. This might give you a clue.
Right.
This is who I'm looking for.
Oh.
Okay.
I love her.
Yeah, here's what's going on. I am going to be up against the real Mrs. Fields cookie in a taste test. So I'm trying to find this person. I need to know where this person is. Anything special there?
I don't know if she really likes you. To
What?
be honest with you.
What did I do?
She's a good, smart businesswoman. Why would she want you to have this information?
I just want to match their cookies. I don't want to be better than them. Is there anything you can feel about this cookie and its ingredients?
I am feeling a lot of pushback. And really, the message here for you is to really calm down, okay?
Okay.
I want you to light a candle.
Light a candle?
Hold this rock.
Okay.
You can access this.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not just dropping it. What I'm telling you is that you can access that yourself.
I will tap into what I know.
Yep.
It's somewhere inside of me. All the information is there.
All right.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you.
Wow. This was a total waste of time. That's it. If Mrs. Fields won't come to me, I'm going to Mrs. Fields. Suiting up here as an electrician so I can get into the Mrs. Fields store in the mall. Let's pray that this covert idea actually works. My only hope is that I don't crumble under the pressure. Hey guys, how you doing?
Mrs. Fields.
Top secret recipe is coming right back. Suiting up here as an electrician so I can get into the Mrs. Fields store and place these two cameras and see if we can record oven temps, something, anything.
I've rigged this with a little wireless transmitter.
Yeah.
So when you're sending that, you're gonna actually send the signal back to our little control
That's
room
cool.
in the truck.
Let's see what happens. Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome to Mrs. Fields.
Are you getting any flickering in here?
Flickering?
Up on these lights?
No flickering.
You getting any sort of funny smells, like a burnt plastic, something like that?
No problems here.
We got a situation next door at the flip-flop shop.
Oh, okay.
They, the Magilla box over there, it's overheating like crazy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I thought I had it fixed. They called me back in. I'm thinking, since they're right next door here, it might be your box. You mind if I just take a little peek? Just let me check something right in the corner. All right. Yep, just what I thought. You smell that?
I'm gonna bake the cookies.
See, tell me if the light goes on now.
No light.
No light?
No light. Thanks.
Can I just put some stuff here for a second? Yeah, smell that. What do you smell back there? Yeah, take a big whiff.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to, you got something wrong with your fan, I think, too, on this end. What's that? What is that thing? A big air conditioner or something like that? Now, what does that sound? That didn't sound good. What was that?
Well, that's the oven. We need to pull some cookies out of the oven.
Okay. You guys have a ladder?
What company do you work for?
For the mall. Has that been flickering and sparking?
We haven't had any problems here. I think it must be somewhere else.
Okay. All right.
Okay, is it
Let me
fixed?
go. I think, let me know if there's any sparking, okay, in the next few minutes.
All right.
Or a weird smell, like a sulfur smell, or plastic burning, or carrots. Just keep sniffing back there.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
I don't think I'm gonna let him back in.
Okay, come on. I left the cameras to roll all night. Hopefully, they recorded the temperature and time to bake the cookies, because today's the day of the judging, and I need a miracle. Now, let me just give Claudio a call here. Claudio, how are you?
Very good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Did you get those cookies?
I did. I'm a little tired. We work all night on this, but we got some results for you.
Did you get to eat some?
I got to eat some. Actually, it kept me awake through the night.
I thought I saw a little chocolate right there in your mouth. Right there. Yeah, right there. That's okay. You got it. So, what'd you find?
I found that there is about 30% flour and about 32% sugar in the cookies.
Wow, okay. Interesting. I think that's great information. Thank you very much for that.
Hey, by the way, I paid $15.97 for these cookies, so you owe me some money.
I couldn't make that what you said there. Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
I paid $50.
No, you're breaking up, losing you. Sorry. Claudio said that the flour and sugar is about the same weight. Let me do a little weighing of ingredients. 2 3/4 cups of light brown sugar. How much does that weigh, roughly? 13.2 ounces, okay? And let's weigh some flour. So it looks like I'm gonna need more flour in my recipe, and this should help make the cookies thicker and keep them from spreading out so much. 13.2 ounces. Now our sugar matches our flour. That was very helpful. Butter, crack some eggs, vanilla, baking powder, flour, baking soda, salt. Do your thing, mixer. Needs more vanilla. Half teaspoon more vanilla. Chocolate chips. Let's mix. There's our cookie dough. Huh? We'll find out if it works when we bake it. But before I bake, let's see what's on those surveillance cameras. There she is, prepping the dough, placing the dough. It's coming out of a bag, loading up the cookie sheet with pucks of dough. You can see they're about this big. Cookies are going in. Check that time code. Now we'll go forward to when they come out. There's the oven. Oven's going off. they're done. Cookies come out. So, boom, 22 minutes to cook. Right here's the temp. It looks like, okay, it looks like 290. That's our cooking temp and time. All right, beautiful. This is huge. Hopefully, now that I've learned the real time and temp from my surveillance, I'll get the texture spot on. Take them off the pan so they don't keep cooking. Let's take a look at the real thing, okay? Here's the real Mrs. Fields right here. We have good color, good size, a good distribution of chocolate chips here. These almost look identical. On appearance, I think I've really come close. This is the real Mrs. Fields. Soft, real soft, chewy. Right? Vanilla, big vanilla. This one now? Okay. Let's see here. There is a chewiness, but not the same kind. I'm not getting that same kind of spongy chewiness and substance that I get here in these Mrs. Fields cookies. Look at that. This is almost raw in the middle. It's a texture thing right now, and I don't really know exactly how to fix that. My new cooking time and temp is giving me the crispiness on the edges that I need, but the gooiness in the middle is still not right. The chewiness is what makes these a secret recipe. I don't know how I'm gonna figure this out. Today is the final taste test. I don't have a lot of time left to make a final batch that's good enough to fool the judges. They look underbaked. I'm getting them crisp on the edges, but I'm just not getting that gooey center. I must be missing something. I'm trying anything I can to change the consistency, and it's not working. I hate these cookies. Hate them. Okay, Todd. Calm down, light a candle. What am I missing?
You can access this.
I will tap into what I know. It's somewhere inside of me. All the information is there.
I found that there is about 30% flour and about 32% sugar.
We got some fresh eggs.
They are from chickens.
We can bake these now?
No.
Now what do we do?
It's for me to know and you to find out.
You're not seeing it. It's right here.
There she is, loading up the cookie sheet.
And I'm not just dropping it. You need to calm down.
I'm running out of time.
Oh, that's tough cookies.
Pucks of dough.
And I'm not just dropping it. It's right here.
Oh, that's tough cookies.
Now what do we do?
It's for me to know and you to find out.
Wait, what's that sound?
Oh, that's tough cookies.
That's it. The dough is frozen solid. That must be the secret to crisp edges and a gooey center. Let's cook. All right, butter, 2 sticks, brown sugar and granulated sugar. Mix. Maybe a little faster. Eggs and vanilla in. Go, baby. Come on. Time for some dry ingredients. This looks like that stuff at R&D. I touched it there, and this is what it felt like. Let's add some chips. Perfect. Last mix. That is really, really good cookie dough. Next thing we have to do is form our frozen cookie dough pucks. So I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup measure right here into the freezer. Preheat the oven to 290, out of the freezer and into the oven. 3 of these have to be good. 22 minutes. If it's good, cookies are not cooking very fast, but they are a little thicker this time, and people are showing up now for the taste test. And I have nothing. I hate not being able to see the cookies in there. I want to see what's going on. Next season, I want an oven with a glass window, right here, big. It's time. We've got some cookies. They look okay, but I have no idea how they taste. Let's find out. Well, here we are, the final showdown. 20 years and 3 days in the making.
Yes! Hey, John. How are you?
Good.
Good
considering.
Whew. Looking a little tired.
Yeah, it's been a long few days.
For the crowd that might not know this, 20 years ago, Mrs. Fields was the inspiration for Todd's food recipe hackerdom. Isn't that what you call it? A hackerdom?
I've never heard that before, but yes, this is the recipe that got me started cloning recipes.
You run a hackerdom.
I do, now I do, yes. And so I'm now back here to do it better.
So Todd, what do you say we meet our panel of judges today?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so to my right, we have Carrie, and she goes to Mrs. Fields at least twice a week.
Okay.
Next to her is Rob Hansen. So, Rob, tell us about your expertise.
No, I've worked for Mrs. Fields for almost 7 years, and I'm really excited to put the beat down on Todd.
And next to Rob is Elise. She is a raving Mrs. Fields cookie fan. And let's meet the audience. If there's anyone out there that's a Mrs. Fields fan, do you know the cheer? On the count of 3, what's the cheer? 1, 2, 3. Fresh, warm, and wonderful! Outstanding.
Okay, so they all work at Mrs. Fields, right? Is that what's going on here?
What's your point?
Wow.
So are you ready to get going?
All right, guys.
Let's go.
Let's bring out some cookies. You each have 2 cookie tins with question marks on them. One of them's a real Mrs. Fields cookie. The other one is my cookie. If you can tell which is the real Mrs. Fields cookie, push that one forward. But if you can't decide, don't guess, because that is a win for me, right? And
that seems fair.
Right? Because if they can't decide, then I've made a good clone, correct? Yes, you said correct. All right, so just take the lids off of your tins first, and let's just see what we've got here. So, Carrie, what do you see?
They're the same color and size. It looks about the same distribution of chocolate chips. I'm impressed.
Don't be too impressed.
No, it's okay. I like what she's saying. What do you think, Rob? Do they look similar?
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah? Elise, do they look similar?
They look pretty similar.
Similar.
Yeah?
Similar.
Yeah?
Similar.
So, here's where we really find out. Let's start eating. Go ahead and just start eating a cookie you choose. Make sure you take several bites of each. Get lots of chocolate chips in there. Carrie, you just ate one of them so far?
Yeah.
Was it a good cookie?
It was awesome. Not too chewy, just chewy enough.
Wonder which one it was, Tim. Elise, you've had both cookies now. Are they both good?
They're both good. They're similar.
Rob, what do you think? You've had both now?
Yeah, both great cookies.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
All right, it's decision time. Rob, have you made a decision about which is the real Mrs. Fields cookie?
I have.
Push that tin forward. Okay.
Rob, I see big things in your future.
Or nothing. Rob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's peel off that question mark. Mrs. Fields. Carrie, have you made a decision?
You completely stumped me. I can't decide.
That's a win, baby. I fooled her. Okay, so I have now officially fooled one judge. 1 to 1.
1 to 1. 1 to 1.
It's tied. Elise, down at the end, have you made a decision on what you think is the real Mrs. Fields cookie?
I think I've made a decision.
Push the tin forward that you think is the real Mrs. Fields. Okay, she has committed. That question mark on your tin, let's peel that off and see what you picked. A Mrs. Fields cookie.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
You did kind of fool one of
Carrie,
our master judges. And I don't think anyone else could have done that in 3 days.
Thanks.
And 20 years. So, in return, because we're in the business of baking smiles, we still want to give you 100 tins of cookies for you to give to your fans.
I love it. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. Thank you. So, I guess that's it then. I'm done here, right?
There was a bet, or a wager, I should say.
Yeah.
You were going to spend a shift wrapping gifts with bows and ribbons.
I'm so bad at wrapping.
At our gifting facility.
Can I at least drive a forklift?
No.
Hold on.
Our logo.
Yeah, logo showing. That's important, right?
Yep, get your logo straight.
It's good enough. Done. Look out. Go to topsecretrecipe.cmt.com for a chance to win Mrs. Fields cookies. Oh!